So I was just using the moment to pause then. That was good.
Mm.
And it's interesting that I notice a lot of people who have problems with sex, with not enjoying sexual relationships and intimacy and so on, are very, very busy thinking. They don't notice. They don't notice that they're busy thinking, but they're always that it is very that it's thoughts that are getting in the way of, oh, it should be like this or it should be like that. And I think I'm not sure that women's romance novels help very much. I think they may help. You know, you may enjoy reading them while you're reading them, for example, but they give you an idea about it should be like this. This is what he should be doing, and this is what you should be doing, and this is what you should be feeling, and this is how you should be feeling it. In order for you to feel this, he should be doing that.
Yeah,
and when he does that, you should be feeling this.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work that way. That isn't where the feeling comes from at all. And we have been brought up believing that our feelings come and our sensations come from what the other person is doing and what they're saying and how they're behaving and what the situation is like, and it has to be a perfect romantic situation, and it isn't anything to do with that at all. All the sensations are only ever coming from whatever thoughts you're having in that moment.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed since understanding that myself is all the things I thought I needed in the past. I was just noticing, actually, when someone else said something about it a couple of days ago, and I thought, oh yeah, that's true, actually. Like the last time we were talking, you were saying how you had noticed how many wonderful people there are. You know, you notice wonderful people around you all the time, and I'm thinking, oh, isn't that lovely? That would be lovely to do that. And then I started thinking, actually, this year I've met so many really lovely people.
Yeah, you've already done that,
I've
right?
already done it, but I hadn't even noticed. Yeah.
Whoa.
So and it was the same thing with I used to think I could only be happy if I was once I was living in France, and I'm in Jersey at the moment, and I love being in France, and I love being, and a particular part of France by the sea with the surf, and I have to be there, and that makes me really happy, and now it's like, yeah, well, I can be happy when I'm there, but I can also be happy anywhere. It's not the outside circumstances that are giving me that feeling. I think partly because I had a couple of big insights when I was in that situation, and that made my thoughts think, that's because of this. You know, you're having these big insights because you're in this situation, and that wasn't the case at all. It was just that because I was in that situation, I slowed down, and I fell out of my thinking because I was in that situation, and therefore the insights came. But I don't have to be in that now. I know I don't have to be in that situation either. It used to be that where I live, the island is very small. It's 6 miles by 9, and yeah. So and on the west coast is the Atlantic coast, and so that's our surf beach, and that's my favorite place to be in the island. Okay, so I used to go there in my camper van and sit by and watch the surf and do my work on my internet, or just read or meditate, whatever, watch the waves. And I also used to think I could only be happy in this situation because then I could feel, like you say, feel the deliciousness and feel the waves and smell the sea and feel the all of it. And I thought, until I understood where my experience is coming from, I thought that I had to be there and I had to be in that situation, and I had to stay for the sunsets, and I had to watch the sunset, and I couldn't go back to the other side of the island before that, and so on. And now it's like, well, if I'm there and I can really enjoy it still, and if I have to go somewhere else, or there's something else I need to do, then that's okay too. I don't have to feel, oh no, I must stay there, or I'm losing it, or yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's the same principle around enjoying intimacy and closeness with someone.
Yeah. You know, what I find is when we think that the outside circumstances can cause us to feel something, then we try to get there.
Yeah.
So I find that we do sex the same way that we do life. So if we think that, oh, I must get there in order for me to feel good, then there is something that we need to get to in sex. And
Yeah.
people will say, oh, I need to climax.
Yeah.
So the entire experience of intimacy is about push, 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 hold your breath, hold, 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 hold. And if you can get that climax, say, ah, okay, that's it. But like that, because we think that if we get that, we're gonna feel a certain way, we're gonna feel okay or good. But then we lose out on the entire experience of being with another human being
Yeah.
and just enjoying each other's company and savoring the moment and the process and just like tasting every moment, every bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same way that we do life.
Yeah.
So instead of, like I'm saying, pauses every moment, appreciating and taking in what's there and soaking it all in, we're trying to get somewhere. So I see the same pattern that plays out in intimacy and sex.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's all to do with not just it. Yeah, the busy thinking is getting in the way, but it's also to do with what Sid said about what Sid Banks said about whatever you're looking for, and all of us, most people are still searching. That's why we're trying to get somewhere. We think this needs to happen for us to be happy, and that needs to happen. And actually what most people don't realize is that they're searching for themselves. Someone said yesterday, I was listening to, that St. Francis said, what you're searching for is where you're searching from. Yeah, and I thought that was a really good one, because and it's the same thing. They're saying the same thing, is that actually we're looking out there for ourselves. We're looking for ourselves, and we don't realize we're looking for ourselves. And actually, we don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to do anything. And when you just stop and be, and you will still have thoughts coming and going. The thoughts will still come and go, but you just let them come and go, and you just watch them and know that they're not you. That's the thing, isn't it? That is knowing that we are not our thoughts. The thoughts are coming and going, and we're watching them, but they're not us. And even our feelings are not us. We're just spiritual beings having a human experience, and having an experience through this body, which is fine, as long as we know that's not us. We're just here to experience it and to enjoy it, and we might as well enjoy it while we're experiencing it, and enjoy the deliciousness of it. But we're not going to do that while we're busy thinking that we've got something else to find.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy? Like, I find that really, really funny. Like, we have everything that we need right here. And whatever that we're doing is for our own enjoyment and our own self-expression. Like, we're doing these calls, and we go to the market to buy stuff, and we cook a meal, and we get into a relationship, and we build a business, and we create a family, we create projects for the community. It's all for our enjoyment. It's like the best setup ever. It's like we get to have our cakes and eat it too, like having everything that we ever need to thrive, and then getting to enjoy the world of form and all of its nuances and flavors of all different textures and flavors. We get to have it all, but like we have it mixed up the other way around, that it's becoming a search for something.
Yeah. Yeah. And okay, so if you have someone who comes to you and says, okay, so I'm in a relationship and he's not, I don't know if he's the one for me. Okay, he wants me to be like this, or or I want him to be like this, and he doesn't do that, and he's not thoughtful, and he's not romantic, and so on. So how can I feel? Should I be with him, or should I be finding someone else, or how can I change him? How do you deal with that?
I would probably first question is, how do you know if you should be with him?
Yeah.
And okay, go ahead.
No, my answer would be because I am, but that's,
I have been asked this question before, right? Something along that line. And then I would say, I don't know. I don't know the answer to your question. So how do you know if you should or should not be with him? Like, what's your criteria? What would you need to know in order to find out whether you should be with him or not? And then yeah.
Then I guess they're going to say, well, I would know if I should be with him because I would be happy.
Yeah.
Yes. And then they're thinking that the happiness is coming from him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I always say that from my point of view, if you're in a relationship, you should be in the relationship. That's because everything is happening the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
But
yes.
that doesn't mean you will stay in the relationship, or that it's the relationship for you for the rest of your life. But
exactly.
But that's, there's no. It's following. Then what? It's really about following wisdom, and you can't follow wisdom while you're thinking.
Exactly. Exactly.
The answer comes. Yeah, the answer doesn't come from thinking. And most of these people are trying to work it out from thinking, and the answer doesn't come from thinking. It comes from when you're in the shower, or when you ask the question, but you ask the question, how will, I wonder how I'll notice that I know for certain that I'm in the right relationship, or that I'm doing the right thing, or that I'm, and then the answer will come to you, but not while you're thinking. It's like I'm always saying, like when you ask someone, when you see someone and you can't remember their name, and the more you try and remember the name, the more you're not going to remember it because you're too busy thinking. Your thinking is getting in the way.
Yeah.
And then you go off and you do something else, and you fall out of your thoughts because you have a shower, or you go for a run, or you're enjoying the sunset, or you're playing with your children, or you're doing something that you love to do that doesn't take any thinking.
Yeah.
Then the answer comes to you.
Exactly.
That comes from wisdom. That doesn't come from thinking.
I agree. The clearest decisions that have ever come to me never came from me grinding away at my thinking.
No.
Yeah.
And that takes some, because we're so brought up that you have to work hard, and you have to think hard, and you have to, you go to school to study, and that's actually so counterproductive. I mean, I know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know. Yeah. I always, I loved school, but when I was at school, I used to think, this is not right. There's something wrong with this. This is not the way to be doing it. This is not a way to learn.
Well, I mean, it's understandable to me why people would grind away at their thinking, because, well, look, this is serious stuff. This is my relationship. This is my life. If I don't think about it, then it may just, go down the drain. And so naturally, people would say, well, I really want my relationship to be better. Therefore, I should think about it. I should work on it. I should put my attention on it and think about how I can improve it or make it better or make another choice or when I should leave it. But it's understandable because there's a lot at stake. But it's the misunderstanding that we can get any kind of clarity or wisdom from grinding away at our thinking. It just never works that way.
No, it's just like trying to remember someone's name when you can't think of what it is. Just the same. You get out of the way. You get out of the way, and all the answers are already there anyway. That's the whole point, is that we are one with universal. We are one with universal wisdom. I mean, that we are who we really are is just energy and is part of that universal wisdom. We have access to that all the time, and it's only our personal thinking that gets in the way of us, of that flow of universal wisdom coming to us all the time. So the answers are all there, just like that name of that person is right there in front of you and you can't see it because you're too thinking.
I agree with you. This is what I have seen in my clients over and over and over again. They would come to me and say, like, Emily, I'm really stuck with this and like I need to figure this thing out, whether it's a relationship with a partner or a family member. And I'm like, you've been thinking about this a lot, right? They say, yeah. And I would suggest them to either go away and like just leave it, or they get caught up in something. They are so busy being engaged with their lives and doing something else that they just like totally forget about it. And then the next time we meet, they will say, oh, they would either be like something occurred to them so clearly that they know exactly what to do, or because they've taken their attention and thinking off the topic, that the tension had just eased off. Yeah. So it's amazing what can happen when we have this understanding.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, and so these are the sorts of things that you are teaching people about, or you're introducing people to in your new in the
in the 3 misunderstandings that are keeping you from finding your man. I'll talk about these things, like the misunderstandings about where our feelings are coming from, about who we are, and I also talk about the dynamic between the masculine and the feminine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that it's also very interesting that I've noticed when people start to understand these things. There was someone talking about it just over this last weekend as well, about how she had for years and years and years been on her own and felt like, I need to be with someone, I'm on my own and I should be with someone and I should be in a relationship. And as soon as she understood this understanding, and that the deliciousness, as you say, is there all the time, and she doesn't need someone else for that. It was like, oh, I don't need someone else. I don't need a partner. I don't need a partner at all now. And I'm sure now that she's decided that someone will come into her life. It's very likely that someone will come into her life now, because that tension's gone, because the tension, because she's not, I need, that, because the needing isn't there anymore, because she can just be herself and enjoy all that, the juiciness anyway, without someone else. Then just get to her, can come. So she will be much more attractive to someone else now.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it makes things so much more fun.
Yeah.
So much more fun.
Yeah. So, is there anything else that you would that you feel like sharing today?
I feel complete for now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it feels complete for now. Maybe I'll just repeat the URL.
Please do.
Yeah, so it's emilynature.com/3M. So it's EMILYNATURE.com/3 and letter M, lowercase.
Okay, so it will be. I will when I upload the videos, put a link with it in any case too. So and you can find me too at I've forgotten where I am now. At Facebook.com/make love for life, and that's for FOR, not for with a number. So make love for life, or at makeloveforlife@gmail.com if you would like to send any requests or any questions. And I'm sure Emily and I will be speaking again.
Yeah.
So if you've got any questions or any comments that you'd like to make, then please get in touch with one or both of us, and we will go. And if you'd like to join us, even, so that we can talk about a specific issue that you have, if you're not too embarrassed to do it on in view of other people.
National TV.
But if you are, then just send us a message, and we'll discuss it without saying who you are. Lovely to speak to you, Emily. Thank you for being with me.
Lovely to speak to you too, Anne. Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.